Hi, this is Claire again with the English version of my card video. And as you can see, I have, as always, drawn them in the German version first. But we have 4 cards because one card jumped out of the deck. And if this happens, I put them into the reading. Yeah, but only when the card faces up with a picture. So when the cards would it would fall out and would land like this, I would not consider it in a reading. Some people do, they just turn it around and have a look. You can do it as you please, yes, because reading the cards is often about personal experience. No two readers are alike or are the same. It has to be individual. This is nothing you can calculate. Yeah, I don't know what it's like in your country, but in Germany there were some years ago was like a wave of books that tried to calculate the cards somehow. It was like when you are reading for a topic like love or something like that, and you have card A on position 2, then this means this and that. So this was yes, it's good as a start. It is good for beginners to get a feeling what might be meant and what could be expressed through the cards, but it should never be the point where you end. It should just be a starting point, so to say. So when we come to the 3 of Pentacles as our first card that jumped out, it's like an umbrella above these cards, so it puts them together somehow. It is hovering over them, let's say it like this. And this card has a meaning of cooperation. It is like all Pentacle cards, it is real life, it is tangible, it is about really doing things. It's not just thinking about them or the spiritual levels of life or something like that. It is about the down-to-earth, everyday living. And here are different persons. Everyone has his obligation in this project. So here is a cleric, here is the mason, I think it's called in English, and here is the sculptor. And we see all of them, each has its own task. And this is really in real life about letting other people do something too. Because sometimes, especially women, but men also in their special topics, they try to do everything and do not put too much on your shoulders. And if you have experts in any way around you, then please use their expertise. Yeah, this is not just about the jobs. This could be also in private, that you ask a consultant or a friend you know that is very good at the topic at hand in your life right now. Ask somebody. It's nothing against letting yourself being helped. It's nothing, you should let help into your life. Let's say it like this. It is about opening up to this possibility, which is often very difficult for people. Really taking on help is difficult for many, many people because it feels like being too soft or being not strong enough, being weak. But it is really about everyone here brings in what he can do best. So this is good for the result. Yeah, the cleric should not start to make plans. And for example, the sculptor here should not try to preach, so to say. So everyone should stick to what he or she can really do in a very good way and where you have experiences. Yeah. So this card also has Kabbalistic meaning. And of course, Kabbalistic meanings are also a matter of debate. There are many different schools of thought, and it is seen in very many angles, the topic, let's say like that. And the 3 is often seen as the number of Saturn. And Saturn in astrology is a planet of limitations, but also of durability, of things to last. It is about wisdom, not just knowledge. It is about things that last for a very long time. And when we see him, this energy, and we see the card, here you have these stones in gray and like a cathedral or something like that. It is something to last very, very long. Yeah, these are like buildings for eternity. And of course, they are not for eternity. When we come back in 10,000 years or something like that, they will be withered, I think. But you know what I mean. It is like eternity compared to our lifespan as humans. So when we see this card in a reading, and it's of course not about building cathedrals, but building our life, it is also a reminder of thinking like what will be in 10 years at once, what will be in 20 years. And this is, of course, times are changing so fast right now, technical things and so on. Ways to communicate, to relate to each other, all of this is changing, and every one of us knows that in 5 years this will look different than now, probably. So yes, it is difficult, but please try to keep in mind, what would I wish for my life to be like in 10 years or things like that? Because plans and goals, I always call them like an anchor. You throw this anchor into the future, and you have the rope of the anchor in your hand, and you pull it until you are there. Yeah, just a picture for the mind. And this is very important with this card too. Your long-term goals, so to say. Keep them in mind. Make a list, have a look at them, and then yes, it is easier when you write it down, for example. Yeah, so that you have really something you can touch, like a book where you have your plans and your ideas. Take a calm moment, take like at the weekend or something, maybe you have an hour or so, and you sit down with a cup of tea or coffee and you really think about this. This is very, very helpful also in grounding yourself in everyday life, which can be very fast. So grounding is also a topic of our first card, regular card, the Queen of Pentacles. She is fruitfulness, she is fertility, she is about life. Yeah, she has a red gown, the color of life, red. She has a green how you say, around her shoulders, and so you see it here, a green, like we call this Umhang in German. So this is around her shoulders. She has this green is also fertility. It's a fertile life of plants, of nature. Here we have a little goat. Here we have a little hare. So these are fertility symbols. She is in a lush garden, fruits around her, the roses around her. Everything is about fertility, but also the element of earth. And in real life, if this shows up as a person in your life, it is a mature person. It could be someone who is older than you, like a mother, an older sister, an older aunt, or a friend, or someone you work with. But this is often the case. It is often like that. But I don't want to put maturity just in matters of age when it comes to the card, because often in life I see it that people are mature at a younger age, and some people are so immature and they are like in their 60s and they behave like little children. Yeah, so this is as it is. Yeah, so maturity, in my opinion, first comes the character of a person, and then comes the age in numbers, so to say. So this can be any kind of mature or grounded person in your life, an adult person. It has to be adult when it's a queen, but this is the only limitation. Everyone above 18 years, so to say, can be a Queen of Pentacles in your life. It is a grounding person, it is a nurturing person, it is someone you can ask for, because this person thinks first and speaks then, and things like that. Yeah, she is really grounded, she is reliable, she is often in life, in everyday life, not the fastest person, but when she does something, it is really good. It is something she has thought about, and it has it has a practical side. It is doable, so to say. It's not just dreamy or clever thoughts or something like that. You can really put it into action when she says something to you. Yes, on the inner level, the inner female, and it does no matter if you are a man, a woman, or somebody in a wide field of identity, or you just don't want to define yourself at all. So this means like the yin aspect of your life. And here we have very much yin, because the queens are female, so to say. They are the element of water by themselves in tarot, and the element of earth is also seen as female. So we have a strong nurturing power, earth and water. This makes a lush garden. Yeah, so she is like the tender, or the gardener, female gardener, so to say. She's like the female gardener of your inner garden of your soul, but she has also a very practical side. She is about doing good things for your body, like doing sports you enjoy, like going for a walk, like good cooking, like aromatherapy, scented candles, color therapy, all of this. But it has to go through your senses. It has to be like music, for example. It could also be music. It is something you really enjoy and that your senses enjoy. Yeah, this is very important with this card. So it's not just about reading a good book, for so to say. It is about reading them in a scented bath tube or something like that. It's just that all of your senses get this nice energy of life, of nature, of plants, of herbs, of all of this. Yeah, it is about interconnectedness with the earth, with yes, tangible, lovely, natural things that inspire you, that ground you, all of this. Yeah, this is her energy. So it is really about charging your batteries through nature in any way, but also doing things with your body, doing sports you enjoy, or like belly dance or something like that. Not everyone has to do yoga or something like that, or go to the gym or whatever. It has to be funny for you. It has to be something you enjoy. So for example, I've seen my personal queen of pentacles is like Jessamine Stanley. I don't know if you know her. She's a yoga instructor, and she is far away from these sin and for me personally, too sophisticated ladies who are doing yoga. I never yes, I never got this. I always tried to do yoga, but I never felt comfortable. And then comes this lady, and I feel like, wow, she's very inspiring to me. So everyone will find his own teachers. Yeah, sometimes the teacher, what I want to say with this is sometimes the teacher is even more important than the thing at hand, because you need the right person to unfold it for you. Yeah, and then things are going in the right direction. So this is just an example from everyday life. I don't want to limit it to that, the card, but it is really also about enjoyment. Yeah, the senses, all of these lovely things. And we have here, she is very yin, and here we have the yang counterpart, the King of Wands. The kings are always element fire, and here we have the wands, another element fire. So this is a really fiery man. And as always, the cards are not cliches in themselves. They always have a spectrum, so to say. This could be a very warm-hearted man. It could be somebody who comes into a room and you feel comforted, and you feel like a strong shoulder man is coming through the door, and you can rely on him, and he will do whatever it takes to get things done. Yes, a very strong and passionate and straightforward man. And on the other hand, on the other extreme, so to say, there is also a middle, of course. It could be a man who is like a macho. He is choleric. He is like a male diva, so to say. Yeah? Somebody really difficult to get around or to have to do with him, so to say. So this can be a very broad spectrum. And when it comes to yourself, your inner male, it is about really getting things done. It is about your willpower. You should do things now. You should not consider too much what other people are thinking or doing. It is really about blazing the trail, this card. And often when he shows up, people are like a little bit grumpy when you first do it. You are not the comfortable person anymore, so to say. They can't get along with making you, for example, doing things for them. They have to do them now for themselves and things like that. But in the end, most often it turns out that it's better that way for everyone. Yeah, that, for example, the other people feel better taking the responsibility for their life up again for themselves and things like that. They feel empowered because of that. First, there is this grumpy attitude towards you, but then they feel like, oh yes, I can do it. Yeah. So this has many positive aspects, this card, but it has to be with consciousness. So the fire energy can really blaze the trail but not burn everything around, so to say. And we have good chances that this will happen because the third card are the lovers. And when we have it, it's like she is standing here and he is standing here, and in the middle we have our lovely angel of harmony. And this angel brings together the opposite genders, so to say. It is about sun, it is about warmth, it is about light, this card, and it is about love, obviously. Yes, it's a very good week for people who are in a couple. It is very good for people who are searching for love. And it is a very good week also for singles. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's like singles are seen as if they have a missing limb or something like that. It's not the case. It is it's just a way of life like everyone else. And I always, as a tarot reader, of course, I know about the many struggles that can happen in couples. And yes, sometimes being a single seems to me personally a lot more honest and a lot more positive also than having a very bad relationship. Yeah, so these are things that have really a broad spectrum. And this card is, yes, the matters of love, obviously, but I also include friendship. I also include family when I say love, because today it's like a little bit narrow-minded often when it comes to love, and people speak about love, they always think about couples, but these can be really family things. It can be your friends, it can be a very lovely moment with someone you work with who is very friendly, and this opens new doors in your way of working together. It's not just about this affectional love thing, it's also about, yes, everything tender and warm that comes from the heart, so to say. Yes? So this is one thing about this card. The other thing is uniting. This is a uniting force, uniting opposites. Yeah, and as we all know, the most difficult thing in relationships is that you are different. You are different persons, and sometimes you think like, oh, this cannot be. Yeah? This is so, why is he or she that way? Because he or she is different than you, really, and has the right to be different. And so this card in everyday life, when it's not about matters of love, because sometimes it pops up in job readings or things like that, and people often think like, what is this card about when it is in my job reading? Will I fall in love with my boss or something like that? No, it is easier than that. It is about balance. It is about getting opposite parts together. It can also be about your everyday life, like I need more time, free time, but I also have to work a lot. What can I do about it? You have maybe two relatives meeting at a family union, and you think like, oh, these both are very different, to say it friendly. How will this work out? And all of this, yeah, these are just examples. The core meaning is you have two different things at hand, and you think maybe these don't go together so well. And then there will be this angel, this uniting force, like lucky coincidences, lucky moments, where things develop in a good way, all of this. And yes, there is a way that comes up. There is a possibility to do both. You do not have to decide. Often there is like an energy of, I have to decide, I have to put one thing out of my life, or I have to delay it, or something like that. And I would like to do both of it. I'm not very happy with having to make a choice. And then this angel comes and you see, I do not have to make a choice. Both is possible. Yeah. So this is a very uniting card. It is inclusive, so to say. The inclusive card. So when we put all of this together, just the short keywords after talking a lot. Yes, first of all, this is work together with others, use the expertise of others, don't do everything on your own. And on a deeper level, on a symbolic level, this is also about think about the next 10 years of your life. Write it down, because the best thoughts are often forgotten the most easy. Yeah, so write it down. Think about your next 10 years. Think about your next 20 years. What would be really, really nice? It's not about having the plan for everything. It's just about having this little anchor into the future, and you can grab the rope of the anchor, and then step by step you will see where you will get. Yeah? So then we have this wonderful earth energy in your life, female earth energy, nurturing, like the gardener in your garden of life. Yeah? Fruitfulness, fertility in any way. Also about the senses, about your body, about like aromatherapy, things like that, good food, all of this. Really have a nice time. Make it nice for yourself. Make your life in this week. I don't know what it's like in your country, but we are like, it's cold, getting cold right now. It's getting rainy right now. Things are not so nice anymore. It's like English weather in Germany, in our part of Germany now. Others have snow in the mountains, but we not so much in the very high mountains. So it's the rainy season now, gray November. And this is really about having a nice cup of chocolate or something like that, yes, cup of chocolate. Can you say it like this? In German, you could say it like this. So it's like hot chocolate. I think you call it hot chocolate in English. So these things, the nice tea, nice food, everything that makes your senses really is pleasurable to your senses. So this is the inner Naturans. He is the outward power and energy in action. So maybe you was a little bit, you were a little bit not so fast, not so determined in the last weeks. It could be, and he is like this initial moment when you say yes, and now I will do it, and I have a plan, and then you go, yeah. So really, this is about passion of doing, passion of planning. Use this energy. He is really a trailblazer, and our lovely lovers get things together that maybe would not be so easy to get together otherwise. So this is a very good week also for reconciliation. It is a very good week for love, matters of love in any way, and it is a very good week for putting things together or getting things together in your life that at first sight seem to be mutual exclusive, yeah, because this is the inclusion card in tarot. Yes, so these are lovely cards for the week. We do not have anything that jumps into negative use this week. I hope next week will be as good. We will see each other next week again. Have a wonderful week.